Very good morning, students. Today we are going to study the third topic of the lesson, that is Peninsular Plateau. And we can see the first sentence. 2-3 things you want to notice. First one, it is Plateau is a tableland, like a tabletop it is, and composed by old crystalline, igneous and metamorphic rock. So we studied about different types of rocks and formation of rocks also we studied. Are you remembering that what you studied in 7th standard and 8th standard? Three types of rocks are the three types. Igneous rocks, then sedimentary rocks, then metamorphic rock. And how it is forming this igneous rock? Because in the present just after the volcanoes, the lava coming out, with that lava is cooling down very fast, and the igneous rock it is forming. And igneous rocks are two types. One is intrusive, one is outside, means which is coming out of the surface and forming the rock, that is one type, and which is just below the surface and forming the rock form, and that is the second one. Like the two types of igneous rocks are there. Then we studied about sedimentary rocks, the igneous rocks or metamorphic rocks, the breaking to small piece, and that sediments coming together in one area, and because of the pressure and compression it is forming in the form of rock, and it is we can see different layers, that is known as sedimentary rock, that are near to the river side, like that area we can see. Then metamorphic rock, the igneous rock slowly it is forming to changing to metamorphic rock, or even sedimentary rock may change to metamorphic rock. And these things we studied in smaller classes. Just as a revision we said that one. So here we are going to see igneous and metamorphic rocks and crystallization of the rock also. The next one, it is formed due to the breaking and drifting of the Gondwana land. Very important thing, what is Gondwana land? And in the starting of the geography, if we are going to the deeper and deeper, we can see that one, the land mass was very single piece of the land on the water, means the total earth part, what is only 1/4 of the earth surface, it is with a landmark, and that was single piece, and it is broken to two pieces. One side it is started to known as Gondwana, another one side it is known as Laurasia. So the what we are going to study, the Peninsular Plateau, it is part of Gondwana, means that is one of the oldest landmass, means only two first starting only one landmass was there. Then in second stage we can see two major landmass, one is Gondwana and another one is Laurasia. So we are going to study about that Gondwana, which one is the oldest one. Okay, and it is because the Gondwana it is it is breaking and drifting, it is coming up and up like that, up and down like that, it is formed. What formed? Peninsular Plateau formed, and it is making it a part of the oldest landmass. And the plateau had broad and shallow valleys. The valleys we can see in the peninsular area, that is broad one as well as shallow, means in like this shape, or like this shape valleys we can see, and it is broad one, not that much deeper. What we have seen in the hilly area, and coming the other hill area also we can see deep and narrow valleys, like this V-shaped valleys we can see maximum in the hilly area, Himalaya or Western Ghat, that even the Vidya Satpura's area we can see like this deep V-shaped valleys. But here peninsular plateaus we can see U-shaped or U-shaped, that is a little bit of downside flat U-shape, and ordinary U-shape, that is broad one, not a narrow one. And we can see round hills also. We can see small round hills, not the peak hills. This is the shape of the Western Ghat or Himalaya like that. But in the peninsular plateau area, we can see round shape. The hill is coming like this. If you are moving to Mumbai from here, you can see in between, after the reaching to the where we can say after Bangalore, we can very clearly we can see this one, the round shape hills. And Then the plateau consists of two broad divisions, namely Central Highland and the Deccan Plateau. Two divisions are there mainly. Again, it is we can see the small divisions also. The part of the peninsular plateau lying in the north of the Narmada River, covering the major areas of Malwa Plateau. It is known as the Central Highland. If you are taking the Indian map, we can see here it is near to the here it is coming the Malwa Plateau, and here it is comes the Chota Nagpur Plateau. We can, it is written Malwa Plateau, Chota Nagpur Plateau, and this is the Deccan Plateau, and this area it is known as Malwa Plateau, and that is the thing what we discussed, that is above the Narmada River, just near to the Narmada River, as well as it is near to the Vindhya ranges. It is Vindhya and Satpura ranges is boundary of the Malwa northern Narmada River from covering the that area that is known as Malwa Plateau. Through Malwa Plateau only that Narmada River it is coming, and Vindhya ranges is bounded by the Satpura ranges on the south and the Aravalli hills in the northwest. When we are thinking about the boundary of this Malwa Plateau, we can see that one here in Vindhya and Satpura hills, that is in the south side, and here in the northwest side it is comes the Araval hills, and here comes the Ganga River. This is the means just before that one we can see this is the area of Malwa Plateau. And the further westward extension gradually merged with the sandy and rocky desert of the Rajasthan. And when we are thinking about the northwest side, it is other sides it is with the desert land. The flow of the river draining this region, namely Chambal and Sindh and Betwa and the Ken, is from southwest to northeast. Means we can see the different types, thus indicating the slope. Means it is coming started the river starting from the northwest side, and it is moving, the rivers moving to the northeast side. We will go back to the this one map, and we can see the rivers. Here we can see Chambal and the other rivers. It is starting from this area Vindhya and Satpura hills, and it is moving and moving to this side, means the northeast side, and reaching to Ganga River. So the slope of this Malwa Plateau to northeast side. From southwest it is little bit highland, and to northeast side it is sloping. Then the Central Highlands was wider in the west but narrower in the east. When we are thinking the this one, the near to the Rajasthan Gujarat side or MP side, it is becoming big broader, and when it is moving to east side, we can see that one, this is the west side. When it is moving to east side, it is becoming little bit narrower, and means narrow part. And eastward extension of this plateau are locally known as the Bundelkhand and the Bagalkhand. The local names of this one, the western side, eastern side of that one, it is known as the Bundelkhand Khand or the Bagalkhand. In the local people, they are calling like this. And we can see the waterfall of Chota Nagpur Plateau, means we can see the broad valleys, not like a narrow valleys. If it is in a hilly side, we can see like this narrow, but here it showed the broader one. And we are moving to next part. The next one, it is Chota Nagpur Plateau, max further extension of eastward extension drained by the Damodar River. We can move to the map again. We can see it is the Malwa Plateau. It is reaching to here, and it is, we can see the 1 minute. We can see the Damodar, this one, what is Chota Nagpur Plateau, and the presence of Damodar River, it is helping the Chota Nagpur Plateau fertile. Then we are moving to the lesson again. Okay. Then the Deccan Plateau is a then we are moving to the Deccan Plateau. That is the means the what we are saying, the Chota Nagpur and Malwa Plateau together we are calling it Central Central Highland. We are calling it Central Highland. It is divided into two. One is the Malwa Plateau. Another one is Chota Nagpur Plateau. That is in the Jharkhand or this Orissa side we can see, and that we can see the presence of many rivers in that, Narmada river as well, Chambal, like that rivers. Even we can see the presence of Damodar river. Then we are moving to Deccan Plateau. That is the third division, or the in major division second one. The Deccan Plateau is in triangular landmass. It lies in the south of the river Narmada. It is coming down of Narmada river, and the Satpura ranges flanks its broad base in the north, while Mahadev and Kaimur hills in the and the Michael ranges from the eastern extension. And locate these hills and ranges in the physical map of India. Here what we have seen in that map, all the names not given, so you want to take your atlas and you want to find out the names of the small mountains, and we can see that okay, Satpura ranges it is given here, Mahadev ranges it is given here, and Narmada river it is given here, and it is reaching to the eastern Ghat, and here it is to western Ghat, and this area it is in triangular shape. Let me take another one color ink, and this triangular shape it is forming the Deccan Plateau. That plateau is known as Deccan Plateau. And the Deccan Plateau is higher in the west, and the height wise when we are thinking, Deccan Plateau is higher in the west and slope gently to eastward. So we can see maximum rivers it is flowing to east flowing rivers we can see here in means if you are thinking about Krishna, Godavari or all the rivers, it is not Narmada, the rivers which is flowing Kaveri, all the rivers it is east flowing, because Deccan Plateau it is slope it is to eastward. An extension of the plateau is visible in the northeast, and locally it is known as Meghalaya, and Karbi Anglong Plateau and northern Chachar Hills, and means in the northern eastern side also we can see the extension of this Deccan Plateau, because nature is more or less same, and it is separated by the fault and from the Chota Nagpur Plateau. In between it is comes the Chota Nagpur Plateau, and the northeastern states like Meghalaya, that area also we can see small part of Deccan Plateau, and major part it is here in Karnataka, Maharashtra, then Tamil Nadu, we are Andhra, Telangana, all the states we are sharing the part of Deccan Plateau. And these prominent three prominent hill ranges from the west to east are the Garo and Khasi and the Jaintina hills, that is making the hillside where it is in the this in Meghalaya side. And the Western Ghat and Eastern Ghats mark the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats mark the western and eastern edges of the Deccan Plateau respectively. We have seen in the map the both Ghats, Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. It is the mark of edges of the western and eastern edges of Deccan Plateau. Then Western Ghats lie parallel to the west coast, and they are continuous mountains and can be crossed through passes only. Means the Western Ghat, if we are moving to the map, we can see Western Ghat, it is continuous mountain. It is means maximum it is continuous mountain, and which through passes only we can move to other area. But Eastern Ghat, it is not continuous, it is discontinuous mountain, and small part we can see. So the and the we know the some of the passes like that. Tal, Bor, Palghats in the physical map of India. Now you want to take the physical map, detailed map of India. In that you want to identify where are these three passes. One is Tal, Bor and Palghat, and that is passes which we are using to pass across the Western Ghat. And Western Ghats are higher than the Eastern Ghats. The nature of the Western Ghat, it is saying with this Deccan Plateau, the distinguish between Western Ghats and Eastern Ghat. We can see here the Western Ghat, it is heighter than Eastern Ghats, and average height it is 900 meters to 1600 meters, and it is Eastern Ghat, it is coming, the average it is coming 600 meters only, and it is from starting low level to higher level. We can see Western Ghat, it is heighted one than the Eastern Ghat, and the Eastern Ghat stretch from Mahanadi Valley to the Nilagiri in the south, and the Eastern Ghats are discontinuous and irregular and dissected by the river drains into the Bay of Bengal. The Eastern Ghat, we are moving back to Eastern map, we can see the Eastern Ghat. Why it is like that, that also we want to see. It is discontinuous mountains, and we can see the rivers are coming in between the Eastern Ghat and reaching to the Bay of Bengal. So it is regular and height also not in proper way. The how we are seeing like that, we are Western Ghat that we like that we can't see, and okay. It is discontinuous and irregular and dissected, means in between the rivers are coming, coming and making the hill into different parts. The Western Ghat cause organic rains by facing the rain bearing moist wind to race along with a western slope of the Ghat. Means the Western Ghat, it is coming the wind from Arabian Ocean, it is and Indian Ocean, it is coming and touching the Western Ghat, and the western side it is getting maximum rainfall. And the Western Ghats are known as the different local names. The height of the means the even the plateau area or the plain area, local people they are calling in different names, and we have read that one 6th and 7th standard. And the Western Ghats are the height of the Western Ghat progressively increased to the north to south. From north side, when it is reaching to Maharashtra, it is less heighted. When it is coming to Kerala, that time height is increasing, and we can see the highest peak, that is Anaimudi, that is 2695 meters, and the second one Doda Betta, that is 2637 meters. Then Mahendragiri, that is 1501 meter, that is the highest peak in the this Anamude and Doda Betta, that is the highest peaks in the Western Ghat, and the Mahendragiri, that is in the highest peak in the Eastern Ghat. Then Shevaroy Hills and Javadi Hills are located in the southeast of the more prominent near to the Indo-Pakistan boundary. If you visited Jaisalmer, you may go to see the group of branches. The branches we can see where it is, that is in Rajasthan area. What is the name of the hills? Shevaroy Hills and Javadi Hills. It is located in the southeast of the more prominent near to the Indo-Pakistan boundary. When we are coming to the southern side, we can see the southeast side, we can see that one which is come near to the Indo-Pakistan side, and if we are visiting Jaisalmer, we can see that one also. So today we have discussed about the Peninsular Plateau and the divisions of Peninsular Plateau. Major two divisions, one is Malwa Plateau, another one is Chota Nagpur Plateau. And Malwa Plateau again divided into Central Highlands, it is divided into two, Malwa Plateau as well as Chota Nagpur Plateau. And next one it is, we can see that one, that is the Deccan Plateau where we are living. and it is the where is the boundary of the western the plateaus, that also we have seen. With that we are studying about the difference between the Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat, and the height and other things we are studying about the Western and Eastern Ghat. So and some of the hill stations, like that things we want to study, that we will study in next video.